Hey, Happy New Year, Fit Fam. So we made it through 2024. Those of you that have been working the Strength Club, hopefully you've noticed those results, are feeling stronger, feeling more confident here at the gym during the sessions as well, picking up that sense of agency, understanding what we're doing. And, I love seeing you guys going and doing the things for yourself during the sessions as well. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. I'm excited about 2025 as well. So we got a new workout for you, new workout for the new month and the new year here. So let's just get right into it. We got our template. So you know how we're going to roll with this one. We have our ramping to get started here. So we're going to start with those hangs, of course, working on that shoulder and mobility, grip strength, decompressing that back. Big deep breaths on this one. Remember, focus on getting that big deep breath in through the nose, holding and filling your whole torso up, fill up all those lungs, expanding like a big balloon. Hold this for a couple seconds, slowly let that air out. Your goal for this should be to try to control that breathing and get just 2 to 5 big deep breaths during that 30 seconds. But of course, obviously for those of you who need to, use the box for those feet so that you can assist yourself there, because I want you to be able to hold on for that full 30 and then use that breathing to anchor you there. So we got 30 seconds on that, and then we're going to go to our TRX fallouts. So for our TRX fallouts here, we haven't done these in a while. This is kind of like a modification of the rollout. One of the best things I love about having the team that we have is when we do our coaches workshops, we'll talk about exercises and how to help people with them. And the rollouts are one where we've seen a lot of people improve, but we also wanted to find something to kind of bridge that gap for a couple members that we know are going to feel more comfortable with this one. So as we work on these fallouts, very similar to the rollout, you can see as far as that movement goes. Here, you're going to get set up on your knees, so we'll have the pads for those knees if you need them as well. And then you're going to get set up with the tension in that band. You want those arms straight, and then you're going to let those arms go out in front of you, lowering yourself down, allowing your torso to go down as you reach out. Now, also notice how I'm trying to keep that stiff plank from the knees, hips, and shoulders, right? I'm not trying to let my butt come up before my hands do, before my torso does. So as you're working this one, just like with the rollout, start with the range of motion that you feel safe and comfortable with, confident with. And then with each rep, see if you can go a little bit further. But if you find your limit, stay within that limit for now, and let's see that improvement over time. Now, anybody who has been working the rollouts and wants to continue working the rollouts as we're doing this exercise, you're more than welcome to, so you can grab a wheel. Anybody who wants to, can do the rolls but wants to just try, you're welcome to as well. So we want to have something there to work for everybody. If you haven't done this before, try it, give it a try. If you're doing well with the rollouts but you haven't tried this one before, give it a try and see how it feels, because it's pretty comfortable and it does allow for adjustments so that we can get a full range of motion by making some adjustments to where your position is. It's just going to take time to learn this one, but we'll keep working on it through the month. And like I said earlier, it's really cool to see you guys picking these things up. Every month we might have an exercise that might be new. It's cool by the end of the month to see everybody just understanding what we're doing and practicing it and feeling confident with it. So this is one of those exercises. So now we're going to move on. We got 2 sets of those. Then we're going to move over to our second group of ramping exercises. We're going to start with our half kneeling band alternating rows here. So again, this is a good one for getting those glutes activated, stretching out those hips, getting those lats activated as well. So we're going to get that 90 and 90 position, ear over the shoulder, hip and knee, drive that front big toe into the floor. We're squeezing that kneeling glute as tight as you can, and then squeezing, pulling toward the low ribs and hips here, not up toward the armpit. When you pull down lower, you're going to really feel this in that lat. Get a good squeeze of that lat at the end. The band doesn't have to be super heavy here. The band offers some stimulation there, and then you're going to squeeze at the end to really get those muscles firing for you. Even as I'm doing it right now, I just felt a bit of that cramp feeling coming on. That's what we're looking for. I didn't need any resistance to do it. So focus on that. This is going to help improve that posture, kind of open up that chest here and those shoulders as well. And then we're going to pair this up with our dead bugs with the band pull downs. Now, similar to the way we were doing an anti-rotational dead bug last month, this time we're going to pull those bands straight down. So those of you who have tried this or in any other exercise where we do the band pull downs, you'll notice that, or you'll know that Well, remember that we have our ab activation here as we're pulling those bands out. Also gets those lats engaged. So you want to have a strong pull on those bands, strong wrist. We're not letting them pull at our wrists here. And we're going to keep those bands pulled down the entire time, and then just reaching one leg out at a time. You will feel this in your core here. Think about pushing that heel away. And then to feel this even more in those abs, you can also try pulling those shoulders up off the floor. Not necessary though. If you feel most comfortable here, work this position. So we got 2 sets of those, and then we're gonna go on to our power and total body work to really get everything firing here. So for that power work, we're gonna start with our landmine pivot presses. For this one, we'll have those landmine bars pulled down for you. And remember, in this one, the bar, if the bar's going at 6 and 12, we're gonna be facing 9 and 3. We kind of open up a little bit if you want. You kind of face 10 and 4, whatever those numbers work out to. I need a clock right now. But then we're gonna pivot through that back foot. Remember, it starts with the hips in that pivot, and then we're gonna use that momentum to press that bar up here. Now, I want you to do it all at the same time, but it kind of comes from those hips. So you really have to pivot on that back foot, squeeze that back glute tight, and we wanna punch that bar up. So this is not a weight or an exercise that we wanna go heavy with the weight. We wanna keep it relatively light. For some of you, it's gonna be just the bar. For some of you, maybe it's 5 or 10 pounds, but most of you are not gonna be going higher than 10 pounds because this isn't something we're doing to stress the muscles out. This is something we're doing to get everything firing. So we'll get all the muscles in the body working. We're gonna do 5 on one side, then you're gonna turn around, you're gonna do 5 on the other side. Again, for those of you who haven't tried this one before, and even some of you that, or all of you that have anyway, think about this as a skill exercise. Think about the technique first. Let the technique drive this exercise and you're gonna get more out of it. So we got 5 of those on both sides, and then we're gonna grab a kettlebell and we're gonna do either 5 dead stop swings or 10 repetitions here. So you can see Coach T here, parking that bell, hiking it back, and then throwing it across the room. Notice how she's getting those legs straight, driving those heels into the floor, trying to get as tall as she can here, stopping that bell at that chest and shoulder height, pulling it back down and parking it. If you're gonna do the dead stops, you'll do 5 of these. If you wanna do repetitions, you'll do 10 of them. Everything's the same. We're just not parking that kettlebell between each rep here. We're just gonna get 10 continuous reps using that momentum and that breathing to work those out here. So you can see Coach T sitting back, just not parking it. Deep breath in. Push that air as you drive back up, pulling those kneecaps up at the top. So we're gonna get 2 sets of this combination in here. I want you to go hard on the exercises. And when I say hard, what I mean is put the effort into the exercises, getting better at them, and then give yourself time to recover. This is not something where I want you to get it done, give yourself a couple seconds, then go back and try to get it done again. Work it hard, give yourself some time to recover. We got 2 sets, and then we're moving on to our strength portion of the workout. So for our strength training for this month, we're gonna try something new to Strength Club. I haven't done this with members in a very long time, back in my Chicago days. But for this one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 3 exercises, very simple, fundamental exercises, bang for your buck exercises that we can focus on making tough by challenge ourselves with the weight and the skill of it as well. So what we're gonna do with this one, you can see here we have our incline bench press, deadlifts, and split squats. We'll go over those in a second. What's really big here is the reps that we're gonna be using for this one. So we're kind of going with like sometimes people might call it a pyramid. It's not really a descending ladder, because what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start with the first set, we're gonna do 10 reps. And then when you come back around, now when I say 10 reps, I want a weight that you can do 10, 11, or 12 reps. So you could keep a couple in the tank if you want to, but we're gonna use this first set to get a bunch of reps in. Practice your form on this one because we want quality reps here, because we're kind of practicing it to get ready for the heavier work that's going to be coming. Because when you come back around to this exercise, you're going to do the next set for just 8 reps, but we want to take that weight up a little bit. So it might be 5 pounds on an upper body exercise, it might be 10 pounds on a lower body exercise, somewhere in there. It's also going to depend on how you're feeling that day, but we're going to go fewer reps but take that weight up. Now, when I say 8 reps, if you grabbed a weight and you could only do 7 with it when you got to it, that's okay too. It doesn't have to be 8. If you could do 9 with it, stop at 8, that's okay. But as we keep working it, we'll figure out what's gonna work for you. And then the third time when you come back around, you're gonna be doing just 5 reps, but we're gonna take that weight up again. So this is gonna be the heaviest set, but we're gonna do the fewest reps here. And this is where, again, a weight that you can only do 5 or 6 quality reps. And I would prefer you err on the side of the 6 quality reps and stopping at 5. But what we really want to focus on is, does that last rep feel very challenging, and did you still do it well? And when you practice that way, we're going to see some great results here. So I'm interested to see how this is going to play out. Let's go over the exercises real quickly. So we start here with our incline bench press. We got 2 dumbbells. We're going to work this press both arms at the same time. Slight incline here. So when we go to the incline, remember, it's probably going to be a little bit lighter than your flat bench press just because the angle and what muscles we get working here. But you're going to pull them down to your shoulder or to your chest, just under your shoulders. Deep breath in on the way down, and then press them up, pushing that air out here, shoulders staying down and away from those ears. If you can't, drive those feet into the floor on this one. And you're working that 10, 8, and 5. So again, the first set gonna be maybe, let's say 25 pounds. The second set for 8 might be 30 pounds. The set for 5 might be 35 pounds, right? Again, that might not be those numbers, but that kind of idea is what we're gonna be working here. Take your time on the way down, quality reps here. Again, especially that 10 rep set. Don't rush it because it's 10 reps. Use the 10 reps to get that body feeling good for this exercise. From there, we're going to our deadlifts. So trap bars or kettlebells for this one. And again, the deadlift is a staple exercise for us. So I know you guys have seen so many deadlift videos and things that we've done here. Here we got Coach Matt working on that trap bar. Remember here, the big thing about the deadlift is the setup. Making sure that you're getting yourself set up before that first rep to get a good pull in. Now on the 10 reps, this is the deadlift is an exercise where, again, I encourage you to go a little bit lighter than your maximum weight. And the reason for that is because there's a lot of stress on the body during a deadlift, and central nervous system wise as well, not just those muscles. So you're gripping that bar, you're having to hold that weight for a while. So take your time, make sure you can focus on quality reps. Don't stress yourself out here. Use that 10 rep set to practice the exercise and get comfortable with it. So go err on the side of going a little bit lighter on this one. And then when you come for 8, see how you felt for 10. Let's take that weight up a little bit. Then when you come back around for 5, how'd you feel for those 8? Let's take that weight up just a little bit if we can, and we're gonna try it for just 5 reps here. So make sure you're focused on that form, push those knees apart. Now, whether you're using a trap bar or kettlebell, remember here to focus on those shoulders and your low back staying nice and rigid, wall up those abs, get that grunt going so we protect that low back throughout this exercise. And then the last one here is our split squat. So again, we got a few options on this one. We have that standing split squat starting from that bottom position here. You can see I'm holding that kettlebell to add some weight to it. You could add a weight vest as well. For this workout, you might start with 10 reps for body weight, and then when we go to 8 reps, maybe you add a 12-pound vest or a 5-pound dumbbell, right? So there's different options there. Maybe it's a 25-pound vest. Then for that 5, we go up again. Maybe it's a bigger kettlebell. Maybe it's 2 kettlebells or dumbbells that you're holding, bigger vest, whatever it might be here. But the idea is to use that first set with those split squats to practice the exercise, get some good quality reps in, and then let's see how we can take that weight up on the next 2. Now, for any of you that are struggling with your balance on this one, if you're using the dowel rod, you can still put a weight vest on to add weight to that if you're feeling comfortable with the dowel rod or the TRX. So don't be afraid to add weight to this just because you feel unstable as you're working the exercise sometimes. Use that first set to get comfortable, and then don't be afraid to challenge yourself going forward. Ask the coaches. We're happy to watch and help you along the way as well. Make sure you're staying safe. So, like I said, we got those three sets on this one. Every time we're coming back through, it's going to be a few less reps. So the first week, we'll see how the timing goes because this is 3 sets. It does take a little bit of time, but as we get more familiar with everything, we'll have more time. If we need to, we'll cut down on the finisher in that first week, which I know is a bummer for some of you, but some of you are cheering right now. So let's get started with our finisher here. Again, basically, we're just kind of looking at this as 3 more exercises, and the fact that the way that we put them together is going to create a conditioning effect as well as help you get stronger. So we're going to start with our chin-ups because something great to practice every day here. Again, 5 to 10 reps. If you can do, you want to pick a variation or an assistance level that you can do at least 5. And then if you can do 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, don't stop at 5. Take your time. quality reps here. You don't have to rush them. You can go neutral or palms facing you in that chin up grip where you're gonna feel stronger because you get that bicep helping you, but can be a little more stress on those elbows. Palms facing away, you're gonna feel a little more comfortable in those elbows, but it's gonna be a little bit more challenging because we don't get the same assistance from those biceps, but practice quality reps here. And then we're gonna move to the landmine bus drivers. So with the bus driver, for those of you who have not done this before, start with just the bar like you see me doing here. Any of you that have, you want to add some weight, feel free to. It's at the end of a workout though. So again, sometimes the first week, err on the side of a little bit lighter to see how you're feeling. We square up those feet, reaching overhead with that bar, centered here. Notice how I'm pivoting on that back foot, squeezing that back loose. So again, we're coming back to that pivot like we had in that landmine press, but now we're using in the opposite way. Now we're gonna use that pivot to decelerate, control that weight, and then use the rotation to come back up out of it and pull that bar up here. So wall up those abs. Notice how the arm coming across stays nice and straight. I'm bending the elbow of the side, reaching or coming to that side here. So nice and controlled, deep breath, push that air out. We're gonna do 5 to each side. Don't rush these. It's not like a fast windshield wiper. I want you to think about just down, pull it back up. Over to the other side, pull that bar back up. Be intentional with your pacing on this one. And then we're gonna head over to the Echo Bike to finish up. So 5 calories on the bike. I want you to push yourself on this one. I know this is tough. It doesn't feel great, but the faster and harder you go, the sooner you're done, okay? So see what your time has been lately and then set a goal to try to get even just 1 second faster, because 1 second is a big difference when you've been going for 15 seconds. That's not a big, or that's not like a small part of that. That's like 15 seconds, 7%, something like that. That's a big change there. So keep doing that, because in another month, maybe you get another second. I know it's not easy, but challenge yourself and then give yourself time to recover. Push yourself hard and then use the recovery time. I know a lot of you at the end, especially we've done all this work, we want to get done. But if you give yourself just a couple more minutes to breathe, you'll get more out of that second set as well. Okay, I'm excited about this workout. I hope you guys are as well. I'm excited about 2025. Let's get out there and hit it hard. Love you, bye.